You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real.
Hey there, Rebel Women. Welcome to the Brick and Mortar Visibility Podcast, where we talk all things of visibility, getting to be the only option in town. Hope you guys are well, happy, whatever day you listen to this. I am super excited about this podcast because, of course, everything I bring to you is a reminder to me, a hit over the head, and I just have to share with you what I'm relearning, what I'm being reminded of, and what I'm applying to my business is. So before we launch into today's awesome topic of what the hell are you tolerating and stop it, I want to give you a PSA. Please, please, please go and grab your top performing social post and bring it over to your Google business profile. If you do not have a regular rhythm of doing that, you are missing out on free visibility via the Googles. We want people finding you, and this is a very easy way to do that. So if you don't know how to do that, go grab my Google workshop completely free, Ms. Melissa Rose, theMsMelissaRose.com/Google. Otherwise, just go to MsMelissaRose.com/deals, and that's where all the things are. So there's some free workshops there. There's links to the podcast, links to my newsletter. Go grab all of it. Also, if you are local to the St. Croix Valley area here in Hudson, Wisconsin, go be part of Healthy in the Valley VIP. It's a Facebook group I have. I have a brick and mortar business myself. That is why I am super passionate about small business and brick and mortar businesses and visibility and marketing. And I want my other colleagues to be awesome and found. Well, you already are awesome, but I want you to be found because sometimes you are the best kept secret. And this is a simple way to get in front of more eyeballs if you are in the health and wellness space. So if that describes you as a business owner, come on over to Healthy in the Valley VIP in Facebook world and be part of that group. And this is a great place to showcase your workshops, your classes, your offerings, your opt-in. Please do that. And then go ahead and invite all your friends that would enjoy being part of this group. This is a place to obviously get more visibility for your business, but also to help our community be more knowledgeable of all the amazing health and wellness resources that are here in the St. Croix Valley. And let me say, I am just so proud of all our business owners that are doing great work. Okay, we're going to dive into tolerations. What are you tolerating? I love this word, tolerating, because it is not what are you putting up with? Like that sounds negative. To me, tolerating sounds, in my opinion, like you are being brave and strong and tough. And it totally describes me. I have a friend that makes fun of me. He says, Melissa, you are like clawed and bloody and black and blue and full of mud meeting your goals. I just go after them, right? And I am tolerating a lot of things in my life. And of course, that's what inspired this podcast. So what are you tolerating? What are you like? To me, it's like a headache, like a dull headache that you are doing that you don't even realize you might be dealing with it until you really take a look at it. Okay. So this might be in your relationships. This might be with family members. This might be with your business. This might be with finances. This might be with friends and just life, maybe your obligations in your community, all sorts of area. Okay, so this is more of a well-rounded podcast today. I really want you to take the time to just reflect on where you are and what you are doing. So why do we do this? Why do we tolerate? For me, I'm going to speak for myself. It's very much that sunken cost analogy, okay? And you can laugh because I always bring it back to business, but you spent so much time and so much energy and so much resource putting into a product or service, and it's just not getting the traction yet. But you believe it can. You just know, come on, if they can, I'm just not wording it right, or I'm not selling it right, or I'm not connecting to the right people. I just know it will blow up if I can figure that out, right? And you guys, there are things in my business that I just cannot let go because of that. I just believe so vehemently, did I say that terribly awful? So passionately that it can still work, right? But then there's some like non-business things, like genuinely, some of them are family, some of them are siblings, some of them are our kids. Like there's like things that we just tolerate and put up with because they're family. And when does it get to be where like, nope, I'm not going to allow you to speak that way to me, or I'm not going to allow you to treat me that way, or I am not going to go to your house, because when I go to your house, this tension and energy is not helping me in my mind, body, or soul. So I will see you, but I will see you in a neutral space. That's not your house. And that has been a real legit thing for me recently that I have learned. So we can do this. I gave you a family example. I gave you a business example. If you've been around me, you know that I'm single. I am a divorced mama, happily divorced, of 5 kiddos. And I have been single for 8 years. And don't get me wrong, I have dated. I have tried to date. I continue to put myself out there. And you guys, dating in your 40s is really fun with a capital F. And believe me, you just want so badly for it to work out. I remember auditioning back in the day when I was a performer, and the best advice somebody said to me is, Melissa, they want you to be the right person. They want you. And that just helped me so much calm my nerves, right? So going into the dating world, you're like, you definitely want this person to be the person, right? So you ignore little things. I call them cautionary flags. You ignore them because you're like, well, maybe. And we tolerate it, and then ultimately it ends up not being right, and you're just like, why didn't I just like stop after date 1? Because it was pretty clear then. But you always are giving the benefit of the doubt because you're trying to be open-minded, and you're trying to be not so judgmental, Melissa, and you're trying to be like, okay, go with the flow. But sometimes that tolerating of cautionary flags, as I like to say, it doesn't work. So this is why we do it. There's all these different reasons, trying to be open-minded, trying not to be the stubborn, selfish, pride-filled one. And I have been called that. Not giving up too soon in your business because you've heard that it takes 10 years. If you want to do this, it's going to take 10 years. So all those different things of why we tolerate where we are in our life and in our business. So now that you've gotten the intro, I want to talk about how can we assess and how can we make our life epic. I used to say, I still say it, I want my business owners to live their epic life. I want you to have a kick-ass brick and mortar business. I want your business to be like when people see and hear it, that they feel such great things about you and your brand, okay? And because of that, it's then rippled into your business through your clients and through your work and through your products and services. And you are then being super generous out to your community and therefore in your family, and you're able to hire people to help you, and you're able to just thrive, and you're able to be your best self because your business is successful and the only option in town. And you've done such great work. Okay, so then because of that, it's rippled into your family, rippled into you and your community, and you are able to live your best life. All right? And I want that for you. I want every day, I want you to wake up and look forward to the day, love your life, and just be so generous with your life, in your energy, in your spirit, in your resources, in your time. Okay, so that is my goal for you. So how can we get there? We can't get there if we are tolerating a lot of crap. Okay, so we are going to assess our lives. All right, now this isn't very scientific. This is basically, I have given you an intro of tolerating, what you're tolerating, where you're tolerating, how you're tolerating. I want you to be mindful. Okay, just by that intro, you're going to now be mindful of what you are tolerating in your life. So throughout the next week, 2 weeks, maybe it's this whole month, because I do want you to look at your finances, and you might pay your bills once a month or you might pay them twice a month. I want you to just go through your day-to-day and go, is this something that I'm like loving? Why am I doing this? Why am I paying this? Why am I going here? Why do I continue to struggle waking up? Like, why are mornings so hard? Why do I have no energy? Why am I always exhausted? I want you to think about your life personally, professionally, spiritually, relationship-wise, financially, all the places. And just as you're doing that, as you're going to your workout, as you're dropping your kids off, as you're going into work, as you're having the meetings, what is heavy? This is a dirge. This is not fun. And I just want you to assess. Okay? And maybe that means writing it down on pen and paper. Maybe it just means taking a note. Maybe it's just putting it in the calendar. Like for me, sometimes I just put it in my calendar, and I color code it. Like, not, this is red. This is not fun. Okay? Just be mindful of it. You don't need to do anything yet. Just be mindful of it. Okay? All right. So you have done that. And then you are noticing what feels heavy. Now, this is where we're going to take the action. Okay? Now, some of this is going to be super clear, super easy, and others, it's going to be hard. It might be, wow, that might wreck my relationship, or that might make me, even more of an outcast with my family, right? So we are going to take some action. So you've listed out what feels heavy, what feels not quite right, not quite in sync, not quite in flow, right? What are we tolerating? And you're listing that out. And then you're going to do this process. And I love this. I learned this from Natalie Ekdahl. I was in her coaching group and I listened to her podcast, Biz Chicks. And I just love this acronym, DADD. The first thing you're going to do is when you look at the toleration list, you're going to notice what only you can do. Like some of this, you have to do, but could you automate it? Could you delegate it? Or could you even delete it? And so many of us don't want to let go of anything. We don't want to stop something for fear of missing out, for fear of quitting too soon. So many different reasons in all aspects, okay? So when we have to do the thing, I want you to look at the automation. Could it be technology? Okay, for me, that's that's awesome, except it's a learning curve, right? So can you have somebody on your team head that up where they learn how to automate it, and then make sure they're teaching you and showing you and documenting the processes, because there's nothing worse. This is just a side tangent, that your team takes care of it and then your team member quits and then you're screwed, right? Because there was no documentation and no system put in place for you to take it over, okay? So, side note there. But delegate another way, maybe it's, there are things in my studio business that I hire my kids for, cleaning, touching up paint, stuff like that. But there are things that you can do in all areas of life to delegate. And then the hard one is the deletion of it, okay? Maybe it's a subscription that you've been paying for and you literally haven't done anything with it in the past 6 months. Just like with your clothes, going through that closet and going, I haven't worn this in like 3 years. Why? Why is it still in my closet? Okay. I might have that hot date, or I might fit into it again, or I might need that dress for a really fancy wedding. But if you haven't worn it, get rid of it. All right. And it's so hard to do, right? So this is that exercise. And then the third step. Okay. So first of all, we listed out. Second, we figured out what we have to do, what we can automate, what we can delegate, and what we can delete. Now, the things that we have to do, this is just a time management thing that I got from Brooke Castillo. I also got this from Rachel Hollis. All right. So this is time blocking and doing it in a way that fuels us versus like makes our life a dirge or heavy. Okay. So we need to take an audit of our life monthly, quarterly, sometimes even weekly. You know, you're going through the week coming up and you're going, I have no space. I have no space to breathe. I am super intentional with my energy going out because I'm an introvert. I just know I need that space. Like for the nights, I still teach in the studio. So for the nights that I have a really long night teaching, I like that afternoon, like is quiet. Like I might be doing a little bit of computer work, but nothing high energy because I need to regroup so I can be fully present for my students in the evening hours. So time blocking your life so that you are waking up with energy, so that you are waking up looking forward to your day, so that you are waking up loving your life. All right. So Rachel Hollis does this color coded so that she can be super intentional about, okay, I'm spending enough time with family. My business isn't taking over. I'm making sure my bills are paid on time. I'm, spending time with friends, going out to lunch and all that stuff. So she color codes it so she can visually see, okay, this area of my life is not crazy. Okay. And it's not overwhelming. All right. Brooke Castillo, and I kind of follow Brooke Castillo's thing, is where I list out everything, like I said, then I decide what's most important. If I can delegate it, I do. And then I dump it into my calendar, making sure that I am giving myself breathing space so that I am not work, and then no time to eat. There was a time that I did that, okay, where it was just full on, and then, oh yeah, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I haven't eaten all day because I just get in a zone, all right? So now I'm better about blocking off some morning time to work, lunch, maybe a walk, definitely some downtime before going into the studio if I need to, or spending time with the kiddos in the afternoon, okay? So just be mindful of that. So this is all about what are we tolerating? Is there stuff that we can knock out? Can we just not tolerate it anymore? Wouldn't that be lovely? Sometimes that's not the case. So what can we do to fix that in our calendar, in our life, so that we can live our best life, our epic life every single day? I hope this was helpful. I hope that in the next 2 weeks, you're able to go, okay, I can get that off. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to tolerate that anymore. Slowly but surely, creating our epic life. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple iTunes and write a rating and review. I would love to shout you out on the podcast, or leave a Google review. Head on over to Google, Ms. Melissa Rose, and you can leave a Google review there, and I will also shout you out. So it all helps, and I would love to return the favor. So thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you here, same time, same place, next week. Peace. Bye-bye.